Hi, Maria here with my Art Pixie. From July 5th to August 11, I am participating in a solo gallery exhibit in Granger, Indiana. The timing with a move and a wedding probably seemed like crazy timing. However, I found it comforting and therapeutic. Getting ready for the show was fun, and it allowed me to move out some of my pieces to share with others. This was my first solo show, and I was super excited, but in addition, 25% of the proceeds went to Corvilla to help adults with disabilities. I also dedicated all of the work in memory of my Aunt Gail, who had Down syndrome. The majority of the works that I did were mixed media on canvas, and then I also did a few pen and ink pieces. While the pieces were hanging, I was able to go and participate in a artist showcase with Corvilla. So Tori Kelly is the coordinator, and she coordinated a time that I could go in and speak with the folks that go to Corvilla and let them answer any questions that they may have, and also do an artist demonstration. Someone asked me how much time it takes. And really the answer is it depends on the piece. Some may take hours or days, even weeks, waiting for different pieces and parts to dry and things like that. But a couple of the questions, of course, brought me to tears. I wasn't expecting the emotions to come out, and I think that that's one of the secrets of an artist. When we paint with passion and expression. And a lot of times the things that we are thinking about come intuitively as we are painting. We may know the topic that we're going to draw, like barns, flowers, that kind of thing. But a lot of it is a process that we go through. But there's also a lot of deep meaning behind the paintings that artists don't necessarily speak out loud all of the time, but it's something that we hope moves the viewer so that they can understand a little bit more about what the artist was trying to say. So someone asked me, why barns? Why do you paint barns? And I knew the answer immediately. I said, we are like barns. We are built strong, and we're all built differently. We usually have, a great foundation. All of the boards are put in the right place. All the nails are nailed in just right. But over time, the storms come and beat against the barn, and the struggles that we go through and the different things that we face can beat us up over time. And it takes a toll on us. However, if we look closely, these rustic old barns are still useful. They still hold things, and they still stand upright and tall. And I said, we are like the barns. We might be broken, but we're still useful. And we have a lot to offer. And sometimes we get restored or renewed by a new coat of paint, or by someone coming along and fixing us up just right. Before I get to the next question, let me just explain that I am prepping all of the boards to frame out my canvases. To me, it just needs that rustic framing that looks handmade. I want to continue the mixed media process into the framing process. So I use stain to stain the woods. It's important to me because of how I frame my canvases that I get stain on all four sides of the wood. And then I wipe off the excess stain. I let them dry completely. When they're all finished, then I get ready to frame out the pieces. Oh, and by the way, I pick up these strips of wood at Lowe's. They're called furring strips. They're basically finishing woods, but they come in different dimensions. They're great because they're easy to cut down and easy to assemble and make into frames for my canvases. I thought some of you might be interested in how I do this. If you have any specific questions, please ask in the comments below. It's important that the pieces be completely finished so that when someone purchases them, they can take it home and hang it up on their wall straight away. Before I add the furring strips, I do put down E6000 glue to help adhere the wood to the canvas. And then I go in with 1/2-inch staples and I staple it down in 2 or 3 places, just depending on the size of the piece. Once they're all framed, I de-stress each side with a sander. I sand down the corners so that it looks rough and kind of beat up and away. And then I seal them all with a primer and let them dry. Now back to the next question. Someone asked me why I paint flowers. This is where I really got choked up. I paint flowers because it reminds me of my grandma Knox. She had beautiful flowers all over her farm, especially roses that she would cut off and put on the breakfast table in the morning. You know, one of those bowls, you add the water to it and then she would float the rose on top. It is a memory of mine that has just stuck. And so I love to draw flowers. That is my main inspiration. And of course, I just love the beauty of nature and that kind of thing. But I did get choked up. And then there were a couple of people who actually joined me in their tears because flowers also reminded them of their grandma. So I just thought that that was not a coincidence at all. I want to thank everyone who came out to the artist reception, and I want to thank everyone who purchased a piece to put up in their home or give away as a gift. Some of the paintings sold and some didn't, but overall I was so pleased with the outcome. Several of these pieces that didn't sell are going to be hung up in Shipshawana at 2 Chicks in a Chair. If you're interested and you live in Indiana or Michigan, you can go check out the pieces there. Here's the last question. Someone asked what was my favorite piece, and it was this one. It's called Imagine the Impossible, and it's a set of 3, although you could purchase them individually too. They're mixed media with torn paper, some textile even, and they're full of whimsy. Next to it, I added a piece inspired by my friend's daughter. This whimsical piece was just capturing her imagination as she looked out the window. They were definitely additions to my collections of barns and flowers that I added just to capture that world that we can't necessarily see, but that is captured within our memory. I thought that it added to the barns and the flowers well. I'm so happy with how everything turned out. I surprised myself as an artist. I think that if we put ourselves out there, we grow and we learn more about our processes and things like that. And so it was a lot of fun. I'm so glad that I did it. And I can't wait to be a part of another opportunity like this and get my work out there in another gallery or two soon. So let me know in the comments below which piece you loved. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. And until next time, bye.